we're about to do a DIY and I have no idea how to do it, but we're gonna do it together, so let's go. So we're going to be putting wallpaper on this wall, and I bought a peel and stick from GJ's, so let's take a look. And it's supposed to be easy, so let's hope that it is. So it comes in a roll like this. And then you just unroll it. Let's find out which side it is. Okay, so I think that we're gonna unroll it. Okay. I'm going to peel off a portion of this and then just kind of start pulling it down. And I don't know how that's gonna work out, but let's hope that it works out. Okay, so obviously I'm not done yet, but at the very top, basically what I've done is I kind of pulled a little bit of the liner and then I stuck that there. So let me show you close up so you can kind of see. Okay, first of all, it's gonna look awesome. But if you look at the very top, see how there's like an area that kind of gets raised? So if you look behind, so see how there it raises? It's because the liner paper underneath. So this is basically designed so that after that you reach underneath and then you start pulling it down, and then you kind of start like getting all of the bubbles and everything out. But I have to say, so far it's going really good. Let's get started. Okay, so as I started pulling the liner, I made sure that the material was fairly taut without actually stretching it, because that I find that especially with working with other really cheaper and thinner materials, it was actually damaging it in the process. So here you just kind of see me pulling bit by bit of the liner so that I can just kind of start gently pressing it down. Now, do I wish I had a squeegee? Absolutely, but if you don't have one, you can still kind of make do, and you can kind of see me going back on certain sections and just making sure that there are no air bubbles. So here I made a mistake there, so I just kind of pulled up the material and I'm really working it down so that there are no extra air bubbles that are left. And you can see my little guy really being so excited to want to contribute and to want to help in the entire process. Now, another thing that you're going to see me do is actually work through any electrical outlets. I'm going to cover that in the next section, but for now, the main thing that I really wanted to drive home is to make sure that as you're laying down the material, that there are no air bubbles left. But overall, it's not very complicated as long as you take your time, and I was doing my best to kind of take my time as I'm laying down the material, so I'm not rushing, and that way I'm not really making a lot of mistakes in the process. Okay, I finished the project, and here's what I can tell you. It's very easy. I would recommend for tools to use a ladder, which I didn't. I used a chair. To use a squeegee, if you have one, you can get one at literally any home hardware store. And to use, you're also going to need an X-Acto knife, just so that you can kind of cut as you go. But other than that, I think I did pretty awesome. Like, go and take a look. I'll show you a close-up. So that's where she starts, but if we zoom in, we're pretty close to the edge. I mean, if I really wanted to push it even further, you can, but honestly, sometimes you don't know how straight your actual walls are. So, and this is what she looks like. I think it looks really cool. How pretty is that? Kind of zoomed out. Now let's talk about what happens when you have electrical outlets. So glad you asked. So this is sort of where having an X-Acto knife is going to be super helpful, because not only are you going to need it like right in the bottom where everything kind of finishes up. But as you go, like I kind of stopped right around here, and then that kind of raises the wallpaper a little bit, and then you kind of cut out the shape, and then you sort of push it in. So am I going to do this again? I think I will. I think that this is ideal for like either smaller projects, or if you have someone helping you, then you can do larger walls as well. I definitely think that you should have them kind of cut up, so when you're buying them, buy them in smaller segments so that like you can actually just, as like one person can do one strip. Hope that makes sense. Hope this was helpful, and enjoy my new wall. It looks awesome, right? Bye guys.